Hey, do you guys ever wonder why it costs money to do SEO and what is actually involved and why people are charging what they do? Let me explain exactly the hard costs of SEO. What up there, guys? Izzy here once again, do it yourself junk removal SEO, helping junk removal business owners get their services found online. And today, what I want to discuss is the hard costs of SEO. I know there's a lot of business owners out there that spend money on a monthly and consistent basis paying for something called SEO services. But a lot of contractors, junk removal business owners don't even know what the hell they're paying for when they're paying for such services. A lot of these digital marketing companies out there, digital agencies, guys that'll email you out of the blue telling you they can offer you SEO services, they just tell you that, but they don't really tell you exactly what it is that you're getting and why is it that it costs what it costs in order to pay somebody to do SEO for your services. So I'm going to explain to you exactly some hard costs of SEO, basically the way that I structure it and how I design my SEO service for anybody that wants to do it, or for example, in the course that I provide, how you can utilize and go out there and purchase the stuff that you need for SEO and put it together yourself. Let me get into it exactly what the hard costs of SEO are. So, what is the whole intention of paying somebody to do SEO for your business? The whole goal of it is to get your junk removal business at the top of the search results when somebody's typing in junk removal services in your town, to get your business front and center of that traffic already looking for that service. That's the whole intention of SEO. And if anybody's worth their salt bragging about how they can get you on the first page of Google, they better show you some results that they've done it in the past, or else I wouldn't even bother wasting my time with them. But I'm going to show you some of the hard costs involved with something like this. Let me show you exactly what it would cost. Before anybody begins any type of SEO service to a business, the number one thing a business needs to have is the on page SEO dialed in perfectly right from the beginning. I try to tell business owners that more than, I would say in some cases, more than half the battle is the on page of your website. You have to have it structured perfectly. I try to tell people it's like fitness. If I'm a kind of out of shape person, overweight, my main objective, my number one goal is to change my diet. Anything else I do, regardless of what the exercise I'm doing, if I start to jog, if I start to lift weights, if I start doing yoga, well, I don't care what the hell I'm doing. If I'm still eating like shit, I'm not going to get anywhere. I have to change my diet. Somebody who's out of shape and changes their diet can get away with, could dramatically change their life if they just changed their diet to a healthier diet and started walking 3 to 5 days a week. That's all it would take, because the diet is that important. When it comes to SEO, the on page stuff is so important. If you structure that correctly in small towns, you don't need anything else. I've done this over and over again. If you structure the SEO perfectly on your website, connect it to your Google listing, in many cases, you don't need anything else because the competition is so small and nobody else is even thinking about some of the stuff that I do when I structure a website fully for SEO. And what I mean by the SEO stuff, fully structured, the website has to have a really good homepage, a lot of original good content, got service pages, got an about page, got a contact page, got interlinking within pages, all the title tags, all the meta descriptions, the H1 title tags, H2 title tags. Everything's interlinking perfectly on that website. Everything has to be specifically and really dialed in to get things going. Anything else, for me, is a complete waste of time. You have to have that dialed in. Once you get that going on, you should start working on the SEO stuff, the hard costs of everything to get that going. So I'm going to go through these right now. So, what does it really take to rank a website and a business listing on Google these days? Like I said, the perfect structure of an SEO optimized website is more than half the battle. But after that, what I would recommend, the way I do it, I know there's other companies do different things, but what I found to be working is creating content on your site consistently, and of course, creating backlinks pointing back to your website. So, what do I mean by this? So, all you have to do is create 4 pages of content every single month for your website. I would recommend at least 5 to 600 words of content every single four times a month for your website. You could schedule it for once a week, all four at the end of the month. It doesn't matter as long as you add in those 4 pages of content to your website on a consistent monthly basis. That could be an article, an additional service page, an additional service area page. It could be creating a blog post and creating an article that's informative to the people in your community, in your area. It could be a page on living in that particular city, a point of interest in that city, anything, and some type of content on your website. Because the way that I see websites, I see them as a YouTube channel. What a YouTube channel needs to grow is more content, consistent adding videos, content. And that's what makes a channel grow. If you just start with 10 videos and stay at that, that channel is not going to go anywhere. You have to consistently add content, and the content has to be good. So you can go out there and outsource, find writers to write your articles for you. You can go to places like Fiverr or Upwork, and they can range from a $5 article to $100 article. You're going to get what you pay for it. If you find some guy from India who's going to write you some shit article for your $5, you're not going to really expect much. It's not going to be very good. It's going to be pretty shitty. Or you could go on the high end, pay somebody $100 for a 500-word article that just absolutely freaking blows things out of the water. But then you're spending an astronomical amount of money. The key is to find somewhere in the midpoint. So let's just say you find somebody who can write you an article for $50, right? That's 4 of them on a month. You're spending $200. But then you have to take that article, you yourself, that they write, they'll probably send it to you in a PDF file or something. You got to copy that and put it into your website and structure it and interlink it to the homepage and other service pages like that. So you have to do all that grunt work, but you're going to save money. But that's part of the hard costs of SEO, finding people to write your content and get it placed into your website. Or, like I said, you could do it yourself. I'll spend the time to do that on a monthly basis or weekly basis, writing articles. Or if you have somebody in your family that can write, do stuff like that. But that's part of the SEO. That's one of the reasons it costs money, because you have to find people to write stuff for your website and get things going. And of course, this also leads to your Google business profile. You can find somebody who can write you a 15-character little article for your Google business profile, because those are the unique articles. The way that I do it, I like to structure them in a way that are informative. Uh, People can find them useful. I give tips about where to donate a couch in the area, how to strap down a truck, whatever, something useful that has to do with junk removal. I'll put in those little Google business profile posts. Again, you can find somebody who can write these for you. It can range from, $5, $10, $20 per post. But again, then you're going to have to go out there and create your own picture and to place on that listing, as well as on that article. Take some pictures of the stuff you've done, add it to that new page that you're adding on a monthly and consistent basis. So those are probably the parts of the hard costs of SEO. That's why it costs money to do stuff like that. Again, you can do this on yourself, save money, but you have to do all the grunt work of putting it all together. Let's get on to the backlink part. Backlink. That's another essential part of SEO. And what that all that basically is you have a website outside of your website pointing a link back to your website. So what this does, it starts to create credibility to your website. So if some website out there is mentioning your business in an article about cleaning up after a birthday party, that adds credibility to your website. You have another backlink that's pointing out from some directory that's creating a credibility back to your website. Google's constantly looking for these backlinks to prove to its algorithm that your website's actually worth a damn, that it's worthy, that it's being shared, that it's important, that other people will actually share it. It's actually looking for these backlinks. Now, you can purchase these things. That's the cool thing about SEO. You could go out and purchase. You're basically paying somebody to write the article for you on some other website, create a link that's pointing right back to the website. Technically, you're not really supposed to do that, but there's no way for the search engine to ever figure that out. So you have to be really subtle about it. You can't just, this is why SEO, the on-page stuff is so important. There's no reason in the world somebody's going to create a link back to some shitty one-page website with three words of content. There's no reason. It just doesn't make any sense why anybody would share that website if it's garbage. So, but if you have a really good structured website, one that's really designed well, you're starting to get reviews on your Google listing profile, you creating content on a consistent basis, then all of a sudden the search engine starts to realize, and understand if there's a link pointing back to your site over here, that makes sense, right? This business keeps creating web pages. This creates creating content, creating posts on his Google listing. He's consistently adding to the internet, to the search. So it only makes logical sense that you're going to start to get noise from the outside pointing back to this website. That's why you have to be really subtle about it. You can't just go out there, create a brand new website, and pay $10,000 for thousands of links pointing back to your site, because it doesn't look natural. It looks fake. And there's a possibility that Google search, the algorithm will blacklist your actual website, or something called sandbox it. Will push it back to the page 110, way back there, and it'll leave it there for months on end, as basically punishing you for doing stuff like that. It knows when you're trying to cheat. So how do you purchase these backlinks? There's plenty of places out there. There's places like the Authority Builders. There's other places where you can purchase links, and these links can charge anywhere from 100, 200, 300, 400, even 500 a backlink, depending on the traffic on that particular website. But in the junk removal business, you don't need to spend too much. You can spend like $100, $200, maybe $300 a link at the most, and just do like one, maybe two on a monthly basis. Very sporadic, very natural looking. There's no reason in the world other websites are going to be pointing to a junk removal website at an alarming rate, because it's going to look just spammier and shit. You don't want to do that. You create your content and you create these backlinks. So let's say you're creating those 4 pages of content on a monthly basis. That's $200. You're paying somebody else to create your Google profile list. That's another $50. And let's say you're spending, $200 to $300 on paying for these articles to be written for you and links pointing back to your website. So now you're looking at about $500 to $600 of doing this stuff on your own, and it can totally be done on your own. The only thing that sucks is that you are the one responsible for putting it all together. So when you're hiring a good SEO company, they basically do kind of that same thing, but they're actually putting it all together, and they're doing all the stuff, putting it on your site, adding all the links, structuring it correctly, make sure the links pointing back to your site are the right links, that sort of thing. They're doing all the grunt work for your business. It's kind of like if you hired a flooring contract, like let's say you wanted to do your own flooring for your house. You watch videos on YouTube, you're like, hell, I'm going to do this myself. And you go to find out it's going to cost you $1,500 for all the materials to get it all done. That's just what it is. It's $1,500, but then you have to do the dirty work of getting all that shit done. Or you could just hire the damn flooring contractor and pay him $2,500. He's going to get the same materials. He's going to get the same stuff. He's going to do the same thing, but he's going to do the work. You see what I'm saying? So that's exactly what this SEO stuff would, if they're worth their salt doing what they're doing. Because I know there's a lot of SEO companies that don't do jack shit for people, and that to me it's criminal. And they're charging. Then that's why you get places that charge $300. Like, what the hell are they doing for $300? Or somebody says, "Oh, we could do your SEO for $200." $200. What are they doing for $200? They can't create content. They can't create links. They're just taking your money and just sitting not doing shit. That's why it's very important that you understand this SEO stuff. And so if you can do it yourself, go ahead and do it yourself. You want to pay somebody to do it. Now you know at least what takes place when somebody is doing the services. You got to create the content and create and backlinks to your business. And the way I do the SEO in the beginning is a little bit different. That first month is a little bit more intensive because I do stuff like a press release. I do social links. I create the business listing citations that first month. So it's a little heavy on the front end, but then it tapers off and gets easier as the months and possibly years go by. That's all it takes for SEO, and that's the hard costs of SEO. I hope I didn't complicate it too much. I would try to simplify it for you guys so you can make it understand, and so you guys don't get ripped off. Or if you guys decide to take my course and do this stuff yourself, or you guys want me to do the SEO service for you, I'd be more than happy to do it too. So that's all I got for you guys on this video. Just the hard costs of SEO, and that's all I got for you guys today. Till next time.